introduce the first batch of readers. So first up, we have Daniel Downey. Daniel is a trained philosopher, traveller of over 50 lands, including Greenland, Svalbard, Nepal and New Zealand. He is a community development worker, a qualified storyteller, and a bard in training with the Order of Bards, Oviates and Druids. Daniel lives in a wee cottage on the banks of the Upper Erne River in County Cavan with his girlfriend Elaine and their dog, cats and chickens. Daniel's stories focus on wisdoms of an older Ireland and bringing it to life for a future island for us all. A first-time reader at Flash Fiction Armagh, a big warm welcome to Daniel reading A Meeting on Hags Hill. Welcome.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. Always nervous to be the first one up, but I hope it'll be uphill from here from all the fantastic readers. I'm sure it will. This one especially is for Stephen O'Hara and Liz Weir, my mentors, who really reignited my storytelling enthusiasm. A Meeting on Hags Hill. Bereft of soul, bereft of belonging. That's the nub of it. I was born into a 1981, made fast with technology, made rich with merch, and a world made numb to the silence. Across the decades since, the silence has called, its throaty nothingness lustrous in the forested woodlands, its song lines cascaded across the bogs and the fens of our island. I had searched in so many topographies in dozens of lands for the soul silence that nourishes the heart, that quieted the tempest of modern times. It was on the mountainsides where it was most powerfully. A symphony of silent enthusiasm coaxed me to the heights within me, the mountainous uplands around about me, the craggy spaces where earth and sky kiss, intimately free of human domination. Autumn 2023, 42 autumns in, and a world made even faster, made even noisier, made even more intricate for the mobile phones and the intrusiveness of internet interconnectivities. A world made smaller, made to drag the noise further up the valleys and into the silent domain of the soul. Autumn 2023, a day of weak sunlight. Not that diluted sunlight that barely warms the bones, but the warm glow of a sun yearning to give its last. And a day when noise and work and people and connectivity pushed me away to the wild. I drove in my noise-making car along noise-riddled roads amid noise-broadcasting radio shows to seek a shrine of silence, a place where there was noiselessness enough for the divine to be heard whispering in its silent prayers. The Hags Hill, Sliabh na Chaillimh, Lough Crew in County Meath was the place. For 40 minutes I drove, for 20 minutes I climbed, for over 100 minutes I sat in apotheosis. The wind whipping blew in collusion with the winded gasps of my upreaching hiked breaths. There, on that sacred mountain top I sat, and the wind, as if beckoned by my inner soul, finally died down. My mind listened to the rising silence, and the social self in me reached for the absence of a phone I'd left in my car far below. My mind listened to the rising silence, and the thinking self of me reached to the things I had to do later or tomorrow or even next year. My mind listened to the rising silence, and the feeling self reached for the emotions of a middle-aged man sat alone on a high lonely hill far from anyone. The silence grew, the more the self had less to reach out for. The sacredness finally had space to grow in the absence of distraction, nourished by silence, cradled by this mountain. The divine within reached out, to meet the divine place within which I had come for solace. For millennia this height had called those seeking the divine. Crusaders of the soul, yearning something more and something away from the everyday with which the heart might find some altar to appreciate and to belong, to sing beautiful songs in words and noises beyond the ken of the world of men and women. Sitting within the Hag's Hill, I felt the divine. Nothing revelatory, nothing biblically awesome or glorious. It was the simple dawning of awe, the appreciation of existence, of simply existing. This sacred mountain, it had infected me. Through her fulsome silence, with the space to remember myself beyond the intricacies of the modern world, to remember who I was as a soul in this world of bodies and ideas and social norms and internet memes and fashion trends and all those other gravities that we pull and tug ourselves with in a legion of directions. No gravity, but the oneness of the sacred mountain under my very unsacred bum. No connectivity, but the silence of now. There I met myself in my divine state, thanks to that divine mountain. There I came home. There I felt I belonged, and I felt at one. You see, it's on those sacred heights where things fall away and only we remain. Those silent altars of natural beauty where we pilgrimage to return home and meet again with our sacred selves upon the sacred mountain. Thank you.